You are live. Underground Remix Live, your number one radio source for live rhythm and news, classics and current events, music and information, jams and thoughts, which sometimes require a little participation and improvisation during our live jam sessions broadcasted from right here at the station. I'm your master of ceremonies, Sherrod, and we're going to get straight to it. The topic for today is nice guys finish last. You can follow me at Sherrod Inc. And you can also follow the You Are Live podcast, the letter U, the letter R, the word live podcast. If you're on Instagram, it's with an underscore at the end because the original page was hacked. So nice guys finish last. We could post that as a question, or I could just submit that as a statement. Excuse me. I definitely didn't mean to just yawn all up in your ear like that. But let me play this clip for y'all. It's already posted on the page. Here we go.
This year, I ended a relationship and cut off an engagement from a great man. He was a good man. He loved God. He was a praying man. He loved and adored me. He was there for me. He was handsome. He was well educated. He didn't have any kids. He checked all the boxes. But there was still something missing. And I just knew that I could not go through with this marriage. There was just something that did not connect. I felt that there should have been a connection between he and I in order for me to be his wife. I cut off the engagement. And it was so difficult because he was a good man. It's easy when a person is not good. You can justify why you cut things off, but when a person is truly a good person, it's hard to explain. So I found myself trying to explain it to family and friends, and they were asking me a whole bunch of questions that, I could not say, exactly why, other than the fact that I just did not feel the connection. There was something that was not there that I needed to be there in order for this to be my husband.
So that right there, that clip I posted on the You Are Live podcast page earlier today, and it has how many views? At this point 3,330 views. The very next clip that I'm gonna play, here we go.
I have one question. What did black women do to black men that was so bad? What did we do historically that was so bad?
Stole our children and used them as pawns for child support. You embarrass us on the daily by not dressing modestly. You talk about our mothers when we disagree with your behavior. You call us homosexual when we assert our masculinity. You lie on us to the world by telling them that we unalive you every 5.5 hours. You call the police on us and get us thrown in prison or jail more than anybody else. You disrespect us when we try to bring together our families, which is what you did when you brought up Kevin Samuels in your video. You claim that we're trash and deadbeat fathers, even though we are the most involved in our children's lives. You always talking about how we bash you, but you never bring up the videos of us doing so. What you would rather do is just say it and then act like the videos we do post about you aren't about your behavior, mannerisms, and characteristics that we wish would change.
All right. So, if you saw those last two clips on the You Are Live podcast page, even if you didn't, I just played them for you. I'm just curious, what are your thoughts? Here you are with a woman saying that she basically met the perfect man and decided not to marry him because there was a connection missing that she was looking for. And then the next clip is a lady asking, what do black women do, to y'all? Like, what's going on? And it just sounds like a lot of, on the second clip, for sure, trauma. And then in the first clip, it makes me just think of, a lot of things happened in the past year or so. Will Smith is at the top of the list, trigger warning, for me personally, because what has been revealed through it's like facade at the end of the day. What has been revealed is facade. That the image of whatever Will was representing, that, you know, a lot of us were holding on to, which was that nice guys don't finish last and that we can win, and that I clearly just gave myself away. You know, like, we can win. You don't have to be all thug-maculate, thugnificent. This sister, at the end of the day, whatever connection she's talking about, I bet has something or somewhere to do within range of this dude being so perfect that she want a thug. She want that thug feeling of either security, safety, probably even toxic masculinity. Like, she wants that, craves that, needs that, and this dude is just like spoiling her, giving her everything that she needs, and that is not a desirable trait in all women. They want a problem. They want drama. They want not solutions, but, like, you know, to just sit and wallow in negativity. And I'm triggered by this whole discussion because it also boils down to, well, if he's doing all of that, you know, are you also sensing or missing maybe some upbringing that's beyond his control and he's doing his best? Because I can relate to that. Myself, in terms of, that's deep. But, you know, if you're going to keep it a buck, it's 2024. You know, there are terms out there that they use now called simp. And munch is a phrase from the Ice Spice Little Girl Rapper song. And I'll go into what those mean. Simp is refer to as a guy who will do anything for a woman or to get a woman, including basically buy a bunch of gifts for her, do things to get her attention, you know, just try to date girls outside of his league, but to, you know, lure them with all the things that they want and the gifts and the money and all of that stuff. But you basically have to buy a girl. You can't just like get one off your own essence and, you know, power and just natural energy. Munch, explicitly from that song reference, is sort of like they sexualized it, but I thought that the concept was deeper than that. But basically, what did she say? You thought I was feeling you? That dude a munch. And munch as in offering oral sex to a woman without getting any reciprocity. You just out here just like pleasing women and like not getting anything in return, and the whole time she don't even like you. You just like are either just there for enjoyment or making a fool of yourself and getting played, you know, and your emotions and stuff all involved. It depends on how you look at it. And why am I having this conversation now? I see clips of dudes talking about, regain your power, practice abstinence, you know, pull back from these women and stop letting them control your whole life. Myself, I know that, I mean, that's a long story right there. I posted a video actually about a week ago where, this time of year is always a thing for me. It's getting close to February, and some people call it cuffing season. Some people call it, that's when you boo down. Valentine's Day is coming up if you're into pagan holidays, which I'm not. But overall, February is Black History Month, a month of love, and just like a month that you don't really want to spend alone. And at this point in my life, I can just come to my podcast and at least talk and release on the subject. It's how much do I want to share today? And then on here, I have different platforms. One of which, an art event that I did a while ago while doing a painting, I shared my story, and just where I am with this whole thing. And yeah. It's it's a podcast, guys. This is supposed to be my place to be able to just like kick back, be free, and just say it. I've been so considerate. I've been so nice. I have shared. I have just put everyone else's feelings before my own. So all of this is personal to me, and to at the end of the day feel like, there are so many dudes like me out there in the world that are just like good dudes and really put what they were taught into action, and that is putting women first and serving women, but not even factoring in that you're a king and you are to be served as well, and to acknowledge yourself. I actually, it actually took hearing it from a client once, actually, that I even was introduced to the idea of me being, in that capacity, a king, to be not necessarily served. You ain't got to go around like serving me like that. I ain't looking for no slave, but like, don't make me chase you forever. Can you meet me halfway? Can you meet me somewhere close to it? I have a lot of frustrations in the dating realm. But one thing that I did hear in the second clip was the guy say that he said, you all try to, when we assert our masculinity, just basically come for it and just come for all of our shit, try to call us homosexual, try to call us weak, try to call us toxic masculinity. And it just really made me think of just how deceptive, the experience can be sometimes in trying to please women and revolving your whole life around the service of women. Today, for the first time in a while, I tried something different. And it was the opposite of chivalry. My natural me, and raised the way that I was, and with, both my mom and my grandma, there was a lady who butted in front of me today at the store. And I said, excuse me, you just stepped right in front of me. I'm in this line. Like, you don't see me here? Now, this was an older lady. And normally, of course, I would just let her, go on ahead. I'm all right. I'm an able man. I'm healthy. You can get in front of me. But I think it was the principle that she didn't even acknowledge that I was standing there. And I guess I just felt like, yo, I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sitting here a whole grown ass man, whole king. How the hell you missed that? You know? That part I think is something that frustrates me, and that's when I think I start to get a little offended, sensitive, and some other things. When I think of the time factor and the principle factor, I'm like, how did you miss that? You know, playing them games just so you could play a game. I have so many experiences that I could like share, you know, and maybe I will more as the podcast goes. One thing I'll say is, to this point in my life, I am now, how old am I? I'm 35. I have had a few seasons that were better than others, but I've never been a financially rich person. Like, I never, in 15 years of being an adult, right? Because 35 minus, has it been longer than that? 20? I don't know. Wait, that makes me want to do the math. If I'm 35, then minus 10 years would be 25. So we're going to take away like 5 more. Yeah, like 15, 18 years or so I've been like an adult-ish. And out of all of those years, I've never been in an actual relationship as an adult. So I don't know if y'all count college stuff, but even that, I would say I've never been in a relationship, but mostly due to my consideration of, again, the woman. And me originally, physical and looks, I know women were attracted to me. Hello, how you doing? The subject is nice guys finish last. Do you agree or disagree? Feel free to call in and chat or leave a comment. Do nice guys finish last? I should have, pin that. Do nice guys finish last? Comment below. I've just been on here sort of like venting. I'm going to pin that. I want to know how y'all feel. So this isn't just like this cathartic me, just gushing out. What do they call it? Purging. Oh, no. I hate when typos happen. I said, so nice guys finish last. Okay, so nice guys finish last. That's an interesting way, but I meant to say do. Do nice guys. I want to hear some success stories. If you're just tuning in, if you look at the You Are Live podcast, 2 most recent posts, the first one is a woman talking about she did not marry basically the perfect guy that had all the right qualities, but she was just missing a connection. And I said it was probably, she wanted a thug, and he was a nice guy, a great guy. And then the other clip was a woman asking, what did black women do to y'all men to have y'all just sort of like, you got to watch it for yourself. Do nice guys finish last? I say yes if I just apply my own personal experience. And I could share, this is good. I recently went through just sort of like a nostalgic season where I reached out or wanted to reach out to all of my old female platonic friends. And I had a phase in my life where I realized that, all of my friends, all of my besties, growing up are now moved on in other chapters of their life, and they're married now, they're in relationships. And with it being almost 20 years ago, me just rolling up or calling, I am that random dude from the past that's like, well, who the fuck is this? And this, this is a whole new chapter of your life. Like, why would you be talking to him? So as I, may have maintained and been that good guy with all of these platonic friendships with women, they may or may not have had expectations of being pursued and may have misconstrued that as being a host of other things. And I was taught to be a gentleman. And I was a gentleman, and I would always hear, oh, you only want me for whatever, whether it was, sex or body or all of this stuff. And I would think that women really wanted to be valued about things other than sex and their body and all the superficial things. So, like, I put energy and effort into all of that other stuff. Friendship, being there for you, talk time. There are girls today that will tell you, I could talk on the phone with my mom. Like, what, you gonna take me out? Like, we could talk when we out, but I'm not gonna sit here and just talk on the phone with you. And shit, like, damn. Like, that factor, the dude that the girl in the clip was referring to was probably a great friend to her, and she just needed that Thug Mac daddy, that Tupacalypse Now, not that Big Willie style, you feel me? And it just made me think of The Recipe. It made me think of even that idea of simp and munch. It made me think again of the Will Smith L. It made me think of, I'm not even gonna lie, it made me think of, this is a completely different subject, but Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union's relationship. The whole, even Will, Jada, and then the August Alsina thing. It made me think of Michael B. Jordan. I'm basically going down a list of guys that I perceive to be nice guys that are taking an L right now in the public eye and image. How y'all feel about Wiz Khalifa? I feel like he's borderline. I feel like Wiz is like, okay, what about Common? There are some people that are like debatable. They're like right there in the middle. They like slight nice guy, but still, boom. Michael B. Jordan though. Michael B. Jordan. I saw women like sort of not trashing him, but I feel like he should be a little more respected than he is. And I think that he's not. Do nice guys finish last? If you're just joining, drop a comment on your opinion, and you're more than welcome to join the chat, join the live to nice guys. I hate the spelling on Instagram, dude. I'm trying to pin this comment. Comment below. If you've been tuning in, that's the subject for today. And I've just been telling my story and making connections to the recent post today that got like the last time I checked, it was like 3,330 views. Like in no time, it hit home with a lot of people. lot of y'all left comments. Let's see what some of these comments have said today. Instagram. I'm pulling it up. I could replay the clip for you too.
Relationship and cut off an engagement from a great man. He was a good man. He loved God. He was a praying man. He loved and adored me. He was there for me. He was handsome. He was well educated. He didn't have any kids. He checked all the boxes. But there was still something missing. And I just knew that I could not go through with this marriage. There was just something that did not connect. I felt that there should have been a connection between he and I in order for me to be his wife. I cut off the engagement. And it was so difficult because he was a good man. It's easy when a person is not good. You can justify why you cut things off, but when a person is truly a good person, it's hard to explain. So I found myself trying to explain it to family and friends, and they were asking me a whole bunch of questions that, I could not say, exactly why, other than the fact that I just did not feel the connection. There was something that was not there that I needed to be there in order for this to be my husband.
There's more to the
story. Again, so that's part A of the discussion, and then this is just part B.
What did black women do to black men that was so bad? What do we do historically that was so bad?
Stole our children and used them as pawns for child support. You embarrass us on the daily by not dressing modestly. You talk about our mothers when we disagree with your behavior. You call us homosexual when we assert our masculinity. You lie on us to the world by telling them that we unalive you every 5.5 hours. You call the police on us and get us thrown in prison or jail more than anybody else. You disrespect us when we try to bring together our families, which is what you did when you brought up Kevin Samuels in your video. You claim that we're trash and deadbeat fathers, even though we are the most involved in our children's lives. You always talking about how we bash you, but you never bring up the videos of us doing so. What you would rather do is just say it and then act like the videos we do post about you aren't about your behavior, mannerisms, and characteristics that we wish would.
So, reclaiming your power, gentlemen, fellas, I would say this episode is for the fellas. We got, if there are any nice guys out there, I wish somebody would tap in and tune in where we could actually talk and vibe on the subject. And it's not just me speaking, but for right now, I'm going to just hold it down. Reclaiming our power in 2024 and not chasing these women and queens. And they don't have to chase us, but can we meet somewhere? Can we meet? But it's so much there's so many games going on. And so many people just trying to keep up with the media and the times that, even this idea of providing and protecting or masculine and feminine, roles, gender roles in the relationship. And I think that's why I brought up the Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union just subject relationship marriage, because they definitely played around with their whole gender role thing. I think that is so deceptive, the whole gender role thing and the shifting of power. Men are supposed to lead. That's what we were taught. That's the foundation in most of the books, biblical books, spiritual books, history books. We're in this era of women's empowerment, and also a lot of this they stuff, they, them, pronoun era. And all of that does is it takes away from whatever power is at top. And at the top is traditionally the guy. And if we shift it, it's going to go to a woman or a they. And what does that leave us? And when I say us, there's us, and then there's a whole other spectrum. I found some terms associated with personality traits of men and sort of like social hierarchy of men. Of course, we're used to alpha men. We're used to hearing like alpha men. And usually we think, okay, alpha men, and then just anything that's not an alpha man. But I saw like alpha man, I saw beta man. Y'all could look up the definitions, and I can even go over some for the sake of the podcast, read through some. I thought it was very interesting, but it makes you think of like, whoa, at the end of the day, which one am I? Let's start from the top. This is the whole part of the discussion that'll really get you. Alpha man definition. I'm getting all this from Google. Alpha man is who the hero character that Will Smith was playing on screen, but that he may not have necessarily been in real life in the relationship with a dominant like personality like Jada Pinkett Smith. The dominant male in a particular group, or the man tending to assume a dominant or domineering role in social and professional situations. Two alpha males constantly competing to be the best. So what is the alpha male personality? Again, the most influential member of the social group, the leader, and the mentality is strong, confident, assertive, and in control of its environment. Then I was introduced to some other terms. What is a beta male? A beta is sometimes used as a self-identifier among men who do not embody traditional masculinity. Let's see. Sigma male. Men who identify as a Sigma often enjoy their own company. They don't conform to societal norms and are described as a lone wolf. They are regularly stereotyped as honorable, charismatic, magnetic, and are seen to be unafraid to take risks or make their own decisions. What is a gamma male? A gamma male is described as intelligent, romantic, and empathetic. While he has some feminine traits, he has difficulty understanding and dating women. Unlike alphas, gammas avoid conflict at all costs and care deeply about what others think of them. They lack leadership skills and confidence to be on top. Let's see. What's higher than alpha? Theta. The theta males are philosophers and spiritual thinkers. They are often introspective, pondering more profound questions of existence. While not as assertive as alphas or practical as betas, they offer a unique, enlightening perspective. Now, these are all using Greek letter or Greek word descriptions from alpha male, beta male, what is it? Sigma male. You can look all this stuff up. But whatever that thing was that was missing, that girl was saying that kept her from following up with this engagement and marrying this basically perfect dude, I feel like might have something to do with this discussion that we're talking about. The nice guys finish last. And my personal spin on it when I said she wanted that Tupacalypse now and not Big Willie style, talking about Tupac instead of Will Smith or Fresh Prince. I think it might boil down to social hierarchy and a certain dominance or personality type or trait or quality that she's looking for. It could be connected to maybe her father's situation and what she's used to and what she wants to feel, or just a sense of security. And for myself, in reading the list and the different types, I will always say that, biologically, I know I'm an alpha male. On my day-to-day, I do not always operate as an alpha male, primarily because it costs a lot to be an alpha male. And so in reading all those, I actually felt like I identified a little more with the Sigma male description. And when I looked at the chart, you can look this stuff up on your own, on Google, or, wherever. Just research it for yourself. I think the world wouldn't necessarily be a better place, but maybe it would flow a little better if we all actually looked at is reality the word that I want to say? I don't know if reality per se is the word. But I think we're a little more, I don't know if honest is the word. But maybe. Just give me a moment. What if everybody at least accepted that everybody was not an alpha male or alpha female? And just started there to at least be able to look at your own life and to see where maybe you're over trying to be something that you're not at the end of the day. That is, like, imagine, I think that's where the simp thing comes in. It's like a dude who's not even alpha male, but might have the money and is, can buy the things that he wants. An alpha male might just be able to walk in a room and own without a dime. His worth is acknowledged and things come to him. He doesn't have to chase. It's all a discussion, and we don't have to all have it, the discussion today, but I thought it was worth addressing as we go into, as what y'all say, cuffing season. And then for those of y'all who celebrate the pagan holidays, Valentine's Day, or just a month, a month of love. These years, baby, we getting close to bedtime. But I did want to tap in because it is a personal goal of mine to do the You Are Live podcast. Originally underground, remixed live, your number one radio source for live rhythm and news, classics and current events, music and information, gems and thoughts, which sometimes require a little participation and improvisation during our live jam sessions broadcasted from right here at the station. Now, we've done several episodes with music. You can check out the link in my bio and look at the SoundCloud. You can look at the YouTube. And a lot of those performances were classic and jam focused, but absent of this piece, the discussions and the thoughts, the dialogues, the topics. And it has always been my dream and vision to fuse the two, but where, maybe sometimes we get the full band together and we're focused on music, it's not always the time to stop completely and to have a discussion like this. So we're taking this opportunity now. And we have had, like the Blackout episode that's on SoundCloud right now, those were good times where we had everything together. Truth is, though, yeah. I think that is a good one. I think that that's good. It boils down to money. It boils down to money. You know, bringing the band together, time, studio time, all of that. This moment that I just had just now when I broke, it made me think of... Okay, this also triggered today's subject. A lot of different things triggered today's subject. But another one of them, there is like a Pop the Balloon show or something on YouTube that you can check out for yourself. This is on my timeline. Somebody said Common got a quality resume. Talking about Common, and he currently dating Jennifer Hudson. And everybody like, don't let us down, Common. Jennifer is a good one, and he got a track record. And he was on her show, and they basically confirmed for the public that they are an item. I think Common's a good dude. I met him once. And Jennifer, I have not met her, but, you know, she just seems very consistent in that she's a great woman. And Jennifer gives me very strong, like she could be strong, and then I see just that she naturally would submit to the right dude. You know, that whole idea of submission is a whole other discussion. I've seen that. And women will submit. I've seen it. It's a lot, though, for them to trust and to, trust you with their femininity. And until that happens, you know, they're going to be over masculine. There was a point earlier where I paused and I was trying to figure out what I really wanted to say, but it made me think of my journey as an artist and me just sort of like the ups and downs of being an artist and pursuing this thing as I'm out here in LA. How it all affects your finances, how sometimes it's good days, it's bad days. But for me in particular, at this point, I've been out here since 2018, so that's like 5-6 years. I've had good days, bad days. I've had income, you know, and then I've had droughts. It made me think of the pandemic. It made me think of the quarantines and how it was open and close with work. It made me think of this recent 6-month actors and writers strike, where, you know, if you were relying on production work at all as your livelihood, you know, you were out of work and had to figure something else out. And if you're a provider, you know, hopefully you save for a rainy day. But if you were not that, you know, the pressure that puts on a relationship. And so, me as a nice guy, I actually... due to financial, a lot of different reasons, which we can go into and explore further. But primarily due to financial reasons, I haven't gone into dating because I always wanted to just be in a better place, but I wanted that better place to come from an earning platform of passion, me doing something that I love doing, and the income just flows and comes from that, where it doesn't even feel like work. Not always honoring myself on my journey and putting others first. It's come with a price, but I'm going to honor how I feel right now. It's 9:03. I'm going to take my ass to sleep. And we can pick up on this subject another day, but thanks for your time. Thanks for tuning in. And if you didn't catch the live, I'll leave this up for a little bit, but you just got to catch the lives. I also have to promote and say when I'm going live, and not just expect you to tap in when you see it. You probably busy or asleep too, But all of this is a part of 2024, which is going after what you really want. I went to school for broadcast journalism, and I've left the You Are Live podcast sort of in a hobby space. One, because it is my love and my passion, and business can complicate it, and money can complicate it. And to do it how I really want to do it, it costs. And there's a lot of times when life happens and I got to look at priorities. I do admire everyone in the podcast world that has found a way to monetize their podcasts, and goals at the end of the day. No hate on anybody, actually. Admiration all the way. I'm actually in I said I was going to get out of here. All right, y'all. That's You All Live. I'll see y'all next time. Thanks for tapping in. Feel free to leave a comment, though. How y'all feel? Do nice guys finish last? How y'all feel about that girl, that lady, cutting it off with the perfect dream dude, as she described it? And then what did you think of the other clip of the dude answering that woman who said, "What did black women do to y'all?" Have a good evening. Woo! See y'all or talk to y'all next time. Good night.